fearfully and wonderfully made by the Lord. So we are all unique. And it is okay for us to be different. We're not cookie cutters. Our lives are different, but even our lives still tend to blend. So there are many of us as women that have gone through many of the same issues. We've experienced many different things, such as molestation, abuse, domestic violence. We have been in families where we have had absent fathers. And so, Color Outside the Lines is an opportunity for us to come together, for the Lord to really deal with us as women, to make us whole. You know, we get healed in some areas, but once we are whole, then we are truly able to walk out our purpose and destiny that God has intended for us to have.
So you could have came up with any other name, and I'm talking about just so many of them. Why colors outside the lines, and what does it signify?
Color outside the line signifies the fact that we don't have to hold on to the idea of making sure that our picture is perfect. When we were growing up, and the only way that I can really kind of explain it is, when you were growing up in school, coming up in kindergarten and primary school, you would always have, your art classes and different things, and they would give you a piece of paper, they would give you a drawing, and this drawing may have had lines. And in order for your your picture to be considered a perfect picture, you had to stay within those lines. But in life, our life is going to go outside the lines. So we're not bound by the lines. If I want to color outside the lines or the boundaries of my picture, it's still a beautiful picture because it individually recognizes me as an individual, as a person of my own uniqueness. I may want to make my hair green or make my hair purple or blue. That still does not mean that because my hair is purple, blue, or green, that I'm not unique or that I'm not walking in what God has called for me to walk in. So it's helping us to get outside of the cooker cutter mentality that we're all, we have to be prim and proper and we have to do it this way because we can be unique and color outside the lines. We don't have to stay inside the lines to feel that we're beautiful, to feel that, we are the creation that God has purpose and predestined for us to be from the foundation of the world.
Oh, wow, nicely said. Nicely said. So, how does this retreat differ from other women's events or conferences?
Well, first, Color Outside the Lines is not a conference, and that was one of the hardest things to get people to understand. When Color
Mm,
Outside the Lines was actually when God put it into play, that was one of the first things that he gave me and he dropped in my spirit. This is not a women's conference. Um this is not your ordinary retreat. We do things by the leading of the Holy Spirit. God is totally in charge. He will give me parts of whatever he wants me to facilitate within our gathering, but the rest of it is totally all him. It is totally God. And so I move under the unction of the Holy Spirit. Whatever the Holy Spirit has set aside and designed for us, that is how we move. We're not so structured to there is a step-by-step program, and if the Holy Spirit wants to come in and take control, we're not allowing him because we're bound by what we have on this program. We do have structure,
wow.
but the structure is still the leading of the Holy Spirit. So we are totally all in, and it's totally God.
I got my mouth shut and made me ready to pack up. What can part What can participants expect from during the retreat? You know, what's special if you can tell us? What can they expect during the retreat?
I think every participant can expect have to find some sense of healing, wholeness, deliverance, if you come with an expectation. There have
Mm,
been, as I stated, we started this in 2022. And in 2022, God absolutely blew my mind with the first